Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builder Supply, and this video is to bring you a closer look at the wood technology WY7066 bright chrome sidewall mounted glass door hinge for an inset door is what this is. Now I have the contents removed from the packaging here, and let's go over it right now. So when you buy one, you're getting one pair of hinges so that you can hang one door, and you will get one pair. These are handed. They're not because of the fact that they are inset. They're a handed pair, so you're going to get one of each, one left hand, one right hand, and you can obviously install them any way that you like, so long as you install them in a top or bottom type of fashion. Now I'm going to put one down and just go over one, and the only difference between these, of course, is that they're just simply symmetrically opposite. Okay, so dimensionally they are all the same. Now the dimensional properties of the item, and we'll get into that first. You know what? Before we do so, bright chrome finish over a steel base material is what this pair of hinges is made of. Dimensional properties of the U-channel that the glass is going to sit into itself is about 1 inch and 9/16 wide. The height of it, about 3/4 inch. Now the leg of what is going to mount onto the sidewall, your front to back dimension is about 1 inch and 5/8. The height of the mount, the side mount, is about 9/16. The question will invariably be, how much smaller do you make your glass compared to the height of the opening? And that dimension is not provided at all by the manufacturer. Not whatsoever, as a matter of fact, but let's talk about that. If I was going to install these, realistically, I would take a caliper and I would measure this distance. So, I happen to have a caliper naturally. So the distance from the bottom, or the thickness from the bottom of the rivet into the inside of where the glass will sit, that's going to be 0.245 inch. 0.245. So assuming that you were going to hold this tight to the bottom and tight to the top, you'd have 0.24 inch times 2, so 0.48 inch, just less than 1/2 inch. I might be tempted to do a glass, a pre-fit in the height of about 5/8 of an inch. Here's why. Let's just say that you've got a 1/2 inch tight. Let's allow a 1/16 of an inch, or maybe even 3/32 of an inch for a small amount of gasket that you might apply to the bottom. Gasket is not included with this, but when I've installed these, I've always put something very small and tiny for my glass to rest on. I don't want to have glass to metal contact where it can be avoided, so I would use some type of a shim that would be available as well, and that's how I would go about doing it. So the last time I ordered these, I think I allowed a pre-fit of 11/16. I split that margin between the top and bottom and had some very thin rubber material that I used inside of here for top and bottom mount. The downside of that, of course, is you're not going to slide that glass into the opening when you've got the hinges attached, so you kind of need to get help when you're installing these, if you do it via my method, to get the glass hinges down over the glass itself and then to get it in place. You can get one of the hinges installed naturally, and there you go. Width, of course, kind of dimension, you know, you're going to have from the sidewall to where the U-channel starts. You can see that you've got about 3/16 of an inch. Now you probably are going to want to allow 5/16 in the width. None of these dimensions are guaranteed. None of these dimensions are what you should use. I'm just relaying what I have personally done in the past. If it's a single door, if it's a pair of doors, you'll want to take that into account as well for your installation. You might not need 5/16 times 2 because you don't need that margin between the doors to be as thick as if it was a single door. Okay, so you've got the dimensions. It's bright chrome. This is going to be made for glass that's 1/8 to 3/16 thick, That inside dimension, as you can see on the camera, is about 5/16. You're going to get a metal plate with a piece of self-adhesive tape on the back side. That will be to allow you to place this on the face of the glass, between the glass and where the two screws will enter as set screws to secure down the glass to the hinge. Indeed, you will get 4 of these very small screws as well. Now, there is a link below this video to the manufacturer's page. There's a link below this video to the cut sheet where you can review the WY7066 as it pertains to this hinge and the 2 other part numbers as it changes when the finish changes. So a 65 is black, 66 of course is bright chrome, 67 is bright brass. The overview of the information, it does give some metric dimensional properties here that we've already covered in this video. Screw locks, hinge to glass. Screw locks, hinge to glass. I guess they're referring to this and the 2 set screws. Requires the use of a latch to hold the door closed. Sure, a magnetic touch latch, something of that nature. Glass thickness 8 to 3/16. Face plate size 3/4 by 1.5 inch. We've given that dimension. Angle of opening 140 degree. So from here, here's the jamb, here's the door. That of course would be 90. It'll then go to 140 degree is where that'll end up hitting. I'm tempted to say it will go a bit greater than 140 degree. I don't see what would actually limit it from going any further, quite frankly, other than it burying down, because your path, you don't make contact anywhere of the hinge. Well, how far is it inset? That's really going to be the ultimate question. That is the limiting factor, the fact that they're inset. So when you get the point of it being opened, you've got 90, and then by the time, assuming that the glass is flush with the exterior face, because it's inset, yeah, you're probably going to be about 140 degree. Forgive me, I momentarily forgot these were inset hinges. Mounting side, wall, top and bottom. So that means that your glass will be here. The hinge will mount to the side of the jamb, not to the top or bottom or to the face frame. Sold in any quantity, of course, that you need. You can buy one, and there is a box quantity that's listed there. It's only for those people who say, send me a box of them. Distributors will ask for it in that fashion. Finally, there's a link below this video to the manufacturer's page where you can pull up not only all of the wood technology products that we sell, but a link to the manufacturer's website, along with a link to the full product catalog. If you have any questions on the wood technology, WY7066 pair of bright chrome inset glass hinges or any other wood technology product, please feel free to reach out to us. Thank you.